Hey, what's up world? This is your boy D. I am back to do a video on Nelly Furtado new album, The Spirit Indestructible. What I think about this album and totally why I think that it's totally declining sales. Okay, so Nelly Furtado, she's an amazing artist. I love her. I love her music. I love what she brings to the table. And this album is great. I love the songs. I can't really tell you how, I really love the music. Some of my favorite tracks on there is Bucket List, Hold Up, The Spirit Indestructible, of course, Miracles, and it's a few other tracks that I like, but those are some of the highlight tracks that I do like. What I really think that happened with this album, and really what I think that got this album to not sell as well with this debut, is basically the single choices, maybe the promotion from the record company. I don't know, but I found that very. I've noticed that lately with some of these artists, even these artists that established, like I said, Nelly Furtado is not new to the game. She has sold millions and millions of records. So with this record, for her to sell this low, that's really, bad. And it's really not a bad album. So, like I said, it's a few factors that I know plays a huge part. And one, and mainly, is the economic climate. Most people today do not go out and buy whole CDs anymore because you have so many other places where you can actually listen to the music before you buy it or whatever. So a lot of these people are not actually buying music anymore unless they really, really like their artist. I mean, you have to really get these people to go out and buy your music. I mean, they just don't they're not going to buy it. And another thing that's happening too is because of so much exposure to leaked music, well, when an artist comes out, usually back in the day, if you all notice back in the day, an artist will usually, have one single out, okay, to get you pumped up for the album because they're coming out. Usually if the single is like a few months before the album, they probably are going to either, after the album's drop, they're going to immediately release a second single, or kind of before the album comes out, they're going to release a single. So normally you're not saturated with 3 and 4 singles before the album, because usually by then, unless your album is just great, unless you're going to have 4 or 5 more singles you're going to pump out of that album, usually people are not going to buy it because they're already over it. They're ready for you to put out the next album. And I found that trend to be happening with some of our artists. Like, a lot of them are pumping out 3 and 4 singles before their album comes out, and either some of them are, of course, catering to the R&B and pop if they are an R&B pop artist. Well, they're putting out 2 and 3, 4 singles before their album comes out, and when the album comes out, you might hear 1 or 2 other songs, and then they're done with the album. It's like dried out in like the 2nd month. If you notice this trend, trust me, it's going on. I can name artists and name albums and you'll be like, okay, you're right. Because that's what's going on. It's not like back in the day when people put out, like I said, the one main single. They will put out a single. If it really haven't been too long, then they'll put out another single while this, album's out. And, you'll see, if it was a really good album, yeah, they'll have like 3 more singles coming out, and this album will be like a 2-year, you see this album really promoted in 2 years. This day and age, you're not seeing these albums promoted that long. Usually if they go 3 months after the it's released, that's good. Because usually you're gonna hear about this artist doing another album, and you're like, wait a minute, they just did this album, you know. So notice that with artists today, that they're just continually pumping out an album, or they saying they're working on some kind of mixtape or whatever, because they pumping out too much and they not giving no mystery to the listeners. And another thing too is just the climate and just the sound and what people are wanting these days. I mean, and I'm not trying to, you know, of course, you know, be negative about any artist, but I think music today, people not really looking for necessarily talent or content. It's more like, give me something that can make me dance, or give me something, you know, that's gonna probably keep my attention span for 3 minutes, but just give me something, I don't know. And that's what, you know, these listeners, they want something just like repeat, not necessarily nothing that's really really relevant. I mean, not say relevant, but not nothing with substance. Yeah, that's you go on iTunes and you look at the charts and you see what songs are relevant today or what people are buying. And you know, it's really tough. Nelly Furtado's album, to go back to Nelly Furtado, it's a great album. It got great songs. It's really good. So if you look at this album for basically not from the sales, but basically how the album came about, it's a great album. Nelly Furtado did a great job. I don't know if this album's going to do commercially well because the first week was so weak. But there's still hope for Nelly Furtado. I really hope that she pumps out some great tracks, and she still has potential with her album to give us some more singles that, you know, will do well. So on that note, I'm going to end this video by saying this. Is to, you know, live your life and be positive. And whatever you do it to the best of your ability. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do whatever you want to do in your life. So until next time I do another video, it's all good, baby. Peace.